Medic.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Medic.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Shalom. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Let's give all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom, 244,000. And real quick, man, I want to go into this clip you've seen right here. It says another shooting by ICE. And this woman appears to be, shot, and she just goes to frolic all over the ground making snow angels. And truthfully be told, man, I think a lot of this shit is very staged, man. Okay, it's a psychological operation, which we're going to go into that. But even some of the comments in this post, it says, starting to look like the movie Greenland. I'm just saying. Somebody else said, and action. Acting. Look like acting to me, cheap acting. We've already spoken about how you got paid agents, agent provocateurs and crisis actors, okay? I mean, this looked like a movie skit, she just ran off the scene and went acting, off camera. And then the camera's always catching everything from different angles. These people are all, juiced in. It says, world is a stage. It says, yeah, hell yeah, she acting. That thing is acting like it was gas, not shot. Why y'all always lying, bro? Okay. It says that's a lie. She wasn't shot, but picked up an unexploded flash bomb that went off in her hand. Maybe she needs ice. So, you got people that's falling for this mess, man. But I believe this is all staged psyop bullshit, okay? And it's for a reason, to get you to react a certain way. All right? Now let's play a few more clips. But first, let's go over here. It says, what is a psyop? Capture their minds and their hearts and souls will follow. Psychological operations, psyop, are planned operations to convey selected information and indicators to audiences to influence their emotions, motives, objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of organizations, groups, and individuals. And that's what this is. This is all put in place and going on to influence you to think a certain way, to react a certain way, okay, to instill fear. It says, how do you think ICE handled the situation in Minneapolis? And it says, pretty good, okay, which was this individual's last name, that's a very big nose, man, okay? You know who he looked like, and very well could be. And this woman was a lesbian, okay, good, Renee Good, which, this is about ICE, but you got Edomites in the mix, okay, who could be very well double agents that's just playing a role, okay? These individuals might not even be really dead, okay, quite frankly, all right? They might still be alive, just acting. Like you've seen a woman, frolicking around on the snow for. These people are acting. They're putting on a show. Let me show you this video.
Why do you have a 14-year-old girl on your team? What the fuck is that? Why do you have a 14-year-old girl on your team? What the fuck? That's literally a child. You literally have a child.
They just need bodies, man. They just need bodies for this, production they're putting on. All right, they got he said, you got a child on your team. You got a child on your team.
Here, what the fuck is that? What? That is literally, no, that is literally a child. What? Do you see that? That's a child. You have a child. You have a child right here. That's a baby. A literal baby. What the fuck is going on?
And we know what's going on, man. Okay? We know what's going on. It's all a show. It's all a game. It's a joke. Okay? Joke's on you. Okay? All right? Now, Another post I want to show. We'll grab a few precepts. But this is the reaction they want to get from you. Okay, this is what they want you to do. And you notice how this started with Northern Kingdom and Hispanics, and now they're going for the so-called Haitians. But then you got these Edomites that get in the midst, and they're trying to agitate the situation and make it something that is not, man. Okay, this is not by coincidence. All right, this is all according to their plan. So this is what the psyops want you to react with. It says viral clip draws attention as activists signal shift away from peaceful protest, that's what they want. They want civil unrest. They want you to go out there and start acting crazy in the street so they can start mowing you down. Okay, with street sweepers. But let's play this clip and we'll, grab a few precepts.
And my friend woke me up to say that it's time to suit up. My name's Kyle. I'm Antifa. And this morning, ICE murdered another innocent person 4 blocks from my house.
Now all of a sudden, Edomites care about
and ICE. It was nothing. And was trying to sleep away my morning until the fucking messages started flooding in. And my friend woke me up to say that I was needed front lines right away. Conveniently, I could walk there in about 5 minutes in the cold. And by the time there was already barricades in the streets and they had already started popping gas and there was a line of DHS in the streets. I have my truck on standby. I have gas masks on the ground there as much as I could deliver. I have people en route. If you're seeing this video, we are done with peaceful protests now. The gloves come off and ICE needs to get out. Run for the hills. My name's Kyle. It's time to suit up. Boots on the ground. Nicollet and fucking 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet. Show up, ready to go. Okay?
I ain't going nowhere where bald Edomites at.
We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. I am talking specifically to my followers. This is everything I talked about, and this is exactly what I said was going to happen.
Big developments here in Minnesota. We got Antifa. That right there is a man screaming. We got Antifa all over Minnesota, and they are screaming about a civil war after the shooting of Alex Petty. If you guys watched the video just earlier today, a man who had a gun on him, apparently a lot of liberals are...
Could be very well a small hat, man. That guy could be a small hat straight from Israel. Okay, the IDF. All right. And then he's talking about he's Antifa. This guy's talking about he's Antifa. He's a skinhead. But didn't Trump just label Antifa domestic terrorist? You see where this is all going? Okay, we see. All right, we see. There's a couple clips I want to go into. All right, we see where this is all going, man. So, hey, Scripture says, be not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right. Pretty good. They're doing pretty good. And what is a psyop? This is a psyop. All right, so let's grab a few precepts. We'll make this too long. It says, ignorant. All right, we're going into the word for ignorant. It says, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 38, but if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. If you still go out to these protests, you still go out there playing in the streets, trying to, join the movement or whatever, then that's going to be on you. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, which that's what they're trying to do with these psyops. For we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of this devil's devices. We understand what he's doing. In the NLT, it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. We are familiar with your evil schemes. We know what this devil is doing. And this is all an evil scheme to get people to react a certain way so they can bring in martial law. They're trying to invoke martial law. Trump wants to bring in the Insurrection Act, which is basically martial law. Okay? But they need people to be out there acting crazy. Remember when we watched the movie The Purge? I believe it was called The First Purge. And they had people out there purging. They wasn't purging enough. People was partying. And they sent out agents. Okay, crazy people from the crazy home, paying them to go out there and commit murder, and then they sent in the militia groups. This is all according to this man's plan. But we're not ignorant of Satan's advice. We see this man miles away, okay? Because the Lord has given us the eye salve to be able to see through this garbage, man, okay? And understand what time it is and lining it up with prophecy, okay? Let's go right here. This is, let's go. I want to grab it in Matthew. Okay. It says, let's go right here. It says, this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. It says, For there shall arise false anointings and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. And you got the Black Panthers that just got, came out there out of nowhere. Some random guy who used to be a rapper, now he's saying how they got, disenfranchised. They can't call themselves Black Panthers. There's so much going on. Okay, and if you're not paying attention to what's going on, you'll be, taken by this stuff out there protesting, out there marching, out there, fighting with ICE in the streets. It says, and shew great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And that's the point. They're not going to be able to deceive the elect. Whoever the elect are, Lord, when we be a part of that number, we're not fooled by this. We see you as clear as day. Okay? For an NLT, for false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even the Most High's chosen ones. That's what it's about. Trying to get into the minds of the elect to draw you out. Okay? But through the Spirit, the Lord has already shown us what's coming through the Spirit. So we're not ignorant. We're not just falling after everything these devils say. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 16. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. And this is what you fools are going to do. You're going to go out there and show your face. I'm just showing my support and get domed. Okay? It says, Proverbs 14 and 8. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit, and the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way. We understand every step that we make is, detrimental. So we're not going to be out there just, going with the crowd. Scripture says, falling out of multitude to do evil. Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So the simple is watching these things and say, oh my God, they just killed that lady. Oh my God, they just killed that guy. Because they told you they did. Come on, bro. A lot of this shit is staged. A lot of this shit is acting. Who said those wasn't blanks being shot off? Who said that she ain't spilled the damn blood? Remember what happened with the girl on the train? Did y'all forget about that already? Or what about Charlie Kirk? Did y'all forget about that? Y'all really think Charlie Kirk dead? What about that Bondi shooting, man? When he had a picture of the guy, putting fake blood on, man. He's taking a selfie after he got shot in the head. Come on, these are makeup artists. They got makeup artists on the scene. They got cameras. They got everything. The point is, don't be fooled by this shit, bro. Proverbs 14 and 18. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. You see, and we've been crowned with knowledge. Okay? Let's go right here. Proverbs 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. We see what's going on. We see these bad times and we're going to hide ourselves. We're not going to go out there and they saying that, oh, there's not a lot of black people out there protesting. Why? Because we see what you devils doing. That ain't got nothing to do with us. But the simple pass on and are punished. And that's what you see with a lot of the simple of our people. They're passing on and they're getting punished. They going out there and getting hit in the face with a fucking smoke canister, blowing your face off. Because they'll have these agents out there who they might be actually taking them out or maybe not. But at the end of the day, you go out there and they're going to really take your ass out. It says prudent means to be shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. Have some sense about yourself. Okay? Subtle. Okay? Prudent. You have to be careful. You can't just be going with the motions, going with the flow, going with everything they tell you. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. See, we seeing this danger and we're taking precaution. That's what it means to be prudent. But the simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. And this is what's going to happen to a lot of our people who not paying attention, who not, girded up in the spirit of YAHAWASHI. You're going to go into these situations and you're going to get punished. Okay? You're going to, suffer the consequences. You go, oh, well, we got to protest. And that's what they doing, man. You had the Jake, the Jake was talking about how they, basically he was talking about how they flashbanged his car and his 6-month baby was in the car. And this is all ploys to play on your emotions. Now, that might have been true or it might not. Who knows, bro? Who knows what's true and what's not no more? The world is a stage, okay? Don't let your eyes play tricks on you. And that's another thing. Your eyes can play tricks on you, bro. What you see, you can see something that's not there. They got optical illusions. All right, they got something called optical illusions. All right, where you can see something, but it's not there. All right, and that's what's happening, I believe, with a lot of these situations. You know, you got people that's you know, playing on your emotions. They want you to react a certain way, you know, to move a certain way, to do certain things. Okay, and that's going to justify them making their next move. All right, so just stay prayed up, stay in the spirit, stay watching. You know, the time is short. We almost out of here. The time is short. We almost out of here, man. All right, shalom, come and Allah about ball.
All right, guys, I got to show you this here because this is just a stark reminder of what we're dealing with out there. So it's been well known for a long time that when you have moments like this with civil unrest, one of the things that the feds do is they will basically infiltrate the protest movement and have what's called agent provocateurs, which means you have these federal agents who purposely try to start trouble, purposely do something that's viewed as an escalation in order to then justify and rationalize a federal crackdown where they can go after all the protesters, declare the gathering an unlawful gathering, and then crack down on them. And so, by the way, we saw this the other day. I don't know how many of you guys saw my segment, but I talked about this within a bigger segment. They did this already. There was a federal agent who burned an American flag. And then he burned the American flag, and then he sort of like started going away quickly, started walking away quickly. And you had some of the other protesters caught up to him. The guy wouldn't say his name, wouldn't say where he was from. He was covering his face, and everybody was prodding him and being like, well, what the fuck? Nobody does that. Nobody shows up to the protest, burns a flag, and then just dips. If you're there and you burn a flag and you actually mean it, you'd be there with everybody else and you would stay there and you would continue to participate in the protest. Come to find out, it was definitely an agent provocateur. It was definitely a Fed. And we've seen this before with the anti-genocide protest. You'll have one person go to a statue and write some pro-Hamas shit on it. And then the media and the politicians will go, oh, these pro-Hamas protests, disgusting, terrible. And it's like, wait a second, 99.9% of the people who were out there were protesting against Israeli genocide, saying genocide is bad, stop killing innocent civilians. But they take the agent provocateur saying something positive about Hamas, and they go, it was just a pro-Hamas protest. Now it's no longer an anti-genocide protest, it's a pro-Hamas protest. This is what they do. These are the dirty tricks that they use, okay? It's about power, it's about control, it's about domination, it's about cracking down on dissent. That's what it is. And they will stop at nothing to do that, okay? Well, guess what? Now we have more proof. Look at this. Need proof the federal government is planting agents in our streets to instigate confrontation? Here you go. Moments ago from BG on the scene, coverage in Minneapolis. Watch this. So there's this guy that they all see, and he claims, oh yeah, I'm one of you guys, I'm one of you guys. And it turns out, as you'll see here, it's proven he indeed is not. Watch this.
Okay. Okay, get up. Get your ass up. That's all they asked. He's one of us. He's one of us. Okay, good. You all right, dude? You all right? He's one of us. How do we know? How we know? I was with him earlier. Why you didn't ran out earlier? I don't know. He's one of us. I'm with them. Trust me. He's with us the whole time. You touched him pretty good. You all right, man? Hey, move back. You all right? Move back right now. Back up.
Yeah, save your Nazi. Put him in your Nazi van. Go get him some help. He needs a little bit of fucking mental health there. Don't he? Nobody got guns. Hey, you gonna look me in the eye when you spray me? You gonna look me in the eye when you spray me? You gonna be just like the fucking guy. Nobody got guns. Don't be scared. You gotta look at me after the your fucking neighbor.
How incredible is that? How fucking incredible is that? Literally caught red fucking handed. Oh yeah, no, I'm one of you guys, bro. I'm with you. Oh yeah, he's one of us. I was with him earlier. He's one of us. Soon as the ICE agents roll up, he's standing there. They immediately come to him. They bring him into the van. He's with them. Total liar. Agent provocateur. Classic example of an agent provocateur right in front of our eyes. Right in front of our eyes. So understand something, man. Keep your wits about you. Stay intelligent. Stay on top of it. If something seems weird, it is weird. They will use any sort of trickery and deceit tactics they can to undermine you, to try to destroy you, to try to arrest you. And meanwhile, you have all these well-meaning people out there in the streets trying to genuinely stop rising fascism, trying to genuinely stop these thugs from destroying the Constitution and our rights and the law. But they will stop at nothing to make sure that you go through fucking hell. That's the goal. That's what they're doing. So be aware, y'all. Be aware is all I'm saying, you know. But also, final point here, just know Trump is going to invoke the Insurrection Act. Because there's a lot of people saying, and I understand the instinct to say, oh, you know, if you give him what he wants, then he's going to do it. No, even if you don't give him anything to work with, he will make some shit up and invoke it, because that's what he does. Remember, he already took the U.S. military and invaded U.S. cities illegally. He already did that. He did it a number of times already. He's not going to stop at anything. He will invoke the Insurrection Act. And he's going to try to do this to potentially even try to cancel the election and say, well, until you know, the civil disobedience is quelled, until the insurrection or rebellion is quelled, we have no choice. We can't have the election. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. He has a diabolical, evil plan. And the reason he's moving like he's never going to have an election again is because I think in his heart of hearts, he wants to make sure there isn't an election. The question is, can he fucking get away with it? And but that doesn't mean you don't do everything you can in your power to try to stop these fascists from maintaining an iron grip on power. Because ultimately, they want you to shut up and go home and let them do anything and everything they want. But no, this actually does have an impact. It actually does scare the shit out of them. In fact, there was reporting from, I forget who it was, Wall Street Journal or Washington Post or somebody like that. And they said, because the backlash was so overwhelming, Trump actually is a little shook. And he's saying like, you know, hey, maybe we should go about this in a little different way. I don't like the pictures. I don't like the images that are coming out of there. So the more psychotic and bad it looks, he understands that reflects poorly on him. And he wants all this done, but in a cleaner way. But there is no cleaner way to do it. So the people rising up is actually super duper duper important. And, you know, honestly, we should have that happen everywhere in every city in the country. There should be a massive uprising everywhere. Peaceful, non-violent revolution.